Have you ever had one of those nights where you just can't fall asleep? You toss and turn, staring at the ceiling, waiting for the clock to finally tick over to a more reasonable hour. Well, imagine that feeling, but stretched into an eternity. What if one night, as the clock struck midnight, time just stopped? It's a concept that's fascinated writers and filmmakers for ages. But let's really think about it. What would happen to you, to me, to all of us, if the world froze in a single, silent moment? The first thing you'd probably notice is the silence. A profound, absolute quiet you've never experienced before. No distant hum of traffic, no chirping crickets, no worry of the refrigerator. Just nothing. You look out your window, and everything is perfectly still. A car is halfway through an intersection. A bird hangs suspended in the air, its wings outstretched. A drop of rain hovers just inches from the pavement. It would be beautiful and deeply, deeply unsettling. You're the only thing that moves. You're the only conscious being in a world of statues. You could walk out your front door and explore this frozen diorama. You could walk into any store and take whatever you want. You could stand in the middle of a normally bustling highway without a care in the world. For a while, this might seem like the ultimate freedom, a playground where you're the only player and there are no rules. You could visit the homes of your friends, your family, your secret crush. You'd see them frozen, mid-laugh, mid-sentence, mid-sleep. It's an intimate, almost intrusive glimpse into their lives, a single frame captured forever. You could finally read that letter on your boss's desk, or see what your neighbor is really watching on TV. The world's secrets are laid bare before you. But how long would this feeling of liberation last? Days, weeks. Sooner or later, the loneliness would start to creep in. The absolute, crushing loneliness of being the only person in the world who can think, feel, and move. The novelty of your godlike power would fade, replaced by a desperate craving for connection. You'd try talking to the frozen figures around you, staging conversations, pretending they can hear you, but their glass-eyed stares would only echo your own solitude. And then the practical problems would begin. What about food and water? Initially, it's easy. Supermarket shelves are full. But what happens when you've eaten all the perishable food? What about electricity and running water? The power plants have stopped. The water treatment facilities are frozen. The intricate systems that support our modern lives have all ground to a halt. You'd have to become a scavenger, a survivalist in a world of plenty. The physical world itself would present new dangers. Without the sun moving across the sky, one half of the world is plunged into perpetual night and freezing cold, while the other is baked in eternal, unrelenting daylight. If you're lucky, you're in the twilight zone. But Eventin, the lack of a day-night cycle would wreak havoc on your body and mind. Our entire biology is tied to the rhythm of the planet, and without it, we'd start to unravel. Think about the psychological toll. Every person you ever knew is a prisoner in time, and you're their warden. You can't help them, you can't talk to them, you can't wake them up. You are completely and utterly alone with your thoughts. The guilt, the despair, the sheer madness of it all would be overwhelming. Would you try to maintain some semblance of a normal life? Would you keep a journal, marking the passage of your own personal time? Or would you give in to the chaos, becoming a ghost haunting a frozen world? You'd have unlimited time to learn. You could read every book in the world's largest library. You could master every musical instrument. You could walk from one end of a continent to the other. You could become the most knowledgeable, most skilled human who ever lived. But what's the point of all that knowledge if there's no one to share it with? What's the value of a masterpiece if there's no one to hear it? It becomes a lonely, solitary pursuit, a way to pass the endless, silent hours. And then there's the biggest question of all. Will it ever end? Will time ever reset? You'd live in constant, agonizing hope and fear. Every beat of your own heart would be a reminder that time is still passing for you, and only you. You might spend your days, which are now just a concept, trying to figure out what happened. Was it a scientific experiment gone wrong? A cosmic anomaly? A divine act? You'd search for answers in a world that can't provide any. You might try to force time to You might try pushing that suspended raindrop to the ground, or moving the hands of a clock forward, but your actions would be futile. Tiny ripples in a vast, frozen ocean. The universe is stuck, and you're just along for the ride. This scenario forces us to confront what we truly value. It's not the things we own, or the freedom to do whatever we want. It's the people. It's the shared experiences, the laughter, the arguments, the simple act of sitting with someone in comfortable silence. Take Tatooine, and even a world where you're a god becomes a prison. The stopping of time isn't a superpower. It's the ultimate curse. It's the slow, agonizing erasure of your own humanity. Eventually, you'd find yourself back where you started, sitting by the window, staring out at the frozen world. But you wouldn't be looking at the birds suspended in the air or the car stopped mid-turn. You'd be looking at the faces of the people frozen in their everyday lives. And you'd give anything, absolutely anything, to see them move again. To hear a voice other than your own. To have time, with all its pressures and deadlines and fleeting moments, come rushing back. So, tonight, when you hear the clock ticking in the quiet of your room, maybe don't see it as a countdown to another busy day. See it for what it is. The beautiful, constant, reassuring rhythm of life. The sound that connects us all. Because a world without it, a world where time stops, is a world where we truly lose everything. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this thought experiment, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next dive into the unknown. See you next time.